One of the biggest travel mistakes I see people make is booking the same type of hotel for every trip. But the best hotel really depends on how you're traveling. The right stay can make a trip smoother, more relaxing, and much more enjoyable. The wrong one can leave you wasting money on amenities you barely use. So today, I want to break down exactly how I decide between chain hotels, boutique hotels, and apartment-style stays when I travel, and why the type of trip usually determines the best option. Before I book anything, I ask myself one question. What role is this hotel actually playing in the trip? Am I barely going to be in the room? Is the hotel part of the experience? Will I be moving around constantly or staying in one place for a while? I also think about if I need convenience, a gym, breakfast, laundry, or walkability. I think people often book aspirational hotels without thinking realistically about how they'll actually travel. So instead of booking based purely on aesthetics or luxury branding, I try to match the stay to the actual rhythm of the trip. I stay at chain hotels pretty often, especially in the US or on shorter trips. The biggest reason is consistency. I usually know what type of service, quality, amenities I'm getting. There's also the added bonus of loyalty perks and easier support if something goes wrong. When I'm traveling frequently, that convenience really matters. I also like earning loyalty points and status because those benefits can become really valuable over time. One thing I've noticed is that points are often most valuable during expensive stays. For example, I've used luxury points at hotels like the St. Regis or Waldorf Astoria, but I've also used them strategically during major events like marathon weekends when hotel prices suddenly spike. Sometimes a point redemption can save hundreds of dollars per night. I also really like value benefits like fifth night free award stays for longer hotel trips. And honestly, internationally, breakfast can be a huge advantage. A good hotel breakfast saves time, reduces food costs, and makes mornings easier when you want to start exploring early. Boutique hotels are usually my choice when I want the stay itself to feel more connected to the destination. Sometimes chain hotels can feel interchangeable, but a great boutique hotel can completely change the atmosphere of the trip. I especially love them in walkable cities where I'll spend more time exploring neighborhoods, cafes, restaurants, and local shops nearby. For example, in Florence, I stayed in a boutique hotel right in the center of the city, and it completely added to the experience. It had a beautiful rooftop breakfast, great service, and felt much more personal than staying in a large chain property. I also pay attention to practical things with boutique hotels, especially cancellation policies. A lot of boutique properties have stricter refund policies or charge significantly more for flexible rates than a chain. So if there's a chance plans could change, I factor that into the decision. I opt for apartment-style stays less frequently, but I do choose them in a couple of scenarios. I usually choose them for longer stays or slower-paced trips. If I'm staying somewhere for more than a few days, having extra space can make a huge difference. Things like a kitchen, laundry, separate living space, or grocery stores nearby can make travel feel much more comfortable and sustainable. I also think apartment stays work especially well when you want to experience a destination more like a local rather than feeling like you're constantly in hotel mode. That said, I'm usually more selective with apartment rentals. I pay close attention to reviews, exact location, check-in logistics, cleanliness, and cancellation policies. I also try to make sure that the photos actually match the listing because unlike major hotel brands, quality can vary a lot more. A big mistake people can make is booking aspirational luxury without thinking about how they actually travel. If you're leaving the hotel early every morning and barely spending time there, do you really need the ultra luxury resort with endless amenities? Maybe not. Sometimes location, convenience, walkability, or having laundry halfway through a trip matter more. But if it's a slower vacation where the hotel is part of the experience, then the luxury amenities can absolutely be worth it. So before I book anything, I always ask myself, how much time am I realistically going to spend in this hotel? The answer usually tells me what type of stay actually makes sense.